Ready to turn strategy into action? Welcome to SmartTake Zoom. I'm Romain Bellet, and today we're solving the problem of the empty deal by automating line items. So we've all seen it. A deal moves to proposal but has $0 in the amount because no one added the products. So today we are taking the guesswork out of pricing, and I'm going to show you how to make HubSpot automatically build your deal line items while you sleep. Prerequisites or Sales Hub Enterprise or professional licenses, and a populated HubSpot library. So let's dive in. First thing, navigate to automation, then workflows, and start building your first workflow. So we are going to build a HubSpot deal-based workflow and select the property that will trigger your workflow. So it could be product category, could be product type. In this test, it's going to be deal type for us. So here the trigger is as soon as the deal type is known, trigger the workflow and move on. Here, the power is in the logic. As soon as you know that it's going to be like a standard implementation, you know what this deal is going to be about, using this property will be the best way to add the line items in an easy way. So here, I'm going to build the first branch, and this branch is going to be based on one of the values that we have in this property. So let me show you deal type. We're going to create a branch for each value. And here I now have a few branches. So if I start with implementation, I need to add an action that will be a CRM action and will be add line item to deal. So as soon as I select this one, I can choose my product. So if it's implementation, I'm going to search and I'm going to find like standard implementation and update deal amount. Select the quantity. So of course, you can increase or decrease the quantity based on each specific rule you might have. So here we can do it for implementation. We can do it for integration and for any products that are here. Also, one thing that can be interesting for you is if you have multiple line items to add for a specific case. For example, this one is integration plus implementation. What we can do is adding two different line items in the same branch. So this way, by only selecting one property, you can add two line items in a simple way. That's how it works. Now let's just test it. I can review and turn on. So now my workflow is on. I can open a deal. I can select the deal type. Let's say the deal type is integration or implementation, and let's trigger the workflow. So you can think about a lot of things such as the welcome bundle, the onboarding fee. All of these little line items that sometimes can be forgotten will always be added to your deal based on the property that has been selected on it. So as you can see now, we have a standard integration and a standard implementation that have been added, and both line items have been added automatically just by selecting this deal type. But now let's go even further. So we're going to try to scale with bundle and logic. For example, what we can do in our case, so let me go back in the workflow. Let's remove this. So let's say we want to branch based on a product and an industry. So let's say the deal type is integration plus implementation, and the industry, so the industry lives on the company. And let's say the company industry is counting or airlines. For example, in this specific group is going to be standard, and in the other group, it's going to be complex. So here we can really play with specific industries. Now let's use other industries. So here we have two different industries. So thanks to this, if they need an integration plus an implementation, but their industry is in airlines aviation, they're going to go with the standard line items. So let's just do it. We're going to use standard integration and standard implementation. But if they are in the other category, what we're going to use here is not the standard, but it's the complex. So they're going to get a different pricing based on their specific industry. And why is that going to be helpful? We're going to automatically apply the pricing based on the industry and not only based on what you think is best. So if you have complex offerings, feel free to use the branching like this. So you can really automate different line items for different regions, different industries, or even based on the size of the company. So you can use the number of employees and all of that. So that's highly customizable, and you can really get a better forecasting and 100% accurate because the prices will come straight from your library. So yeah, just to recap all of this, define your trigger, select the products, and let HubSpot build the deal for you. So automated line items mean cleaner data, faster quotes, and if you want to streamline your product association logic, reach out to me or the team at SmartBug, and let's get to work.
Thank you for watching.